Business insurance is probably not the most exciting thing, but it's a very important thing for you as a new business owner. A colleague of mine bought a piece of a shopping mall in Florida. He leased out the space to a young woman who was starting a nail salon. On the weekend of their grand opening, the hurricane hit. The space was flooded with about 3 feet of water. All of her equipment was ruined. The space required major cleaning and refit. But the story isn't all bad because both the tenant and the landlord had the right insurance. So pay attention to this, even though it may not be the most exciting video that you'll see in our series. You can't predict all of the things that are going wrong, but they do tend to fall into four categories that we're going to cover here. First one is liability insurance. Second one is property insurance. Third one is workman's compensation. And the last one is commercial auto. Liability is the first one and probably the biggest one for us to think about. Liability insurance protects us when bad things happen to your business. Think of a trip and fall kinds of things where someone gets hurt on your property or because of your business, and you need to be covered for that. Typically, for a small business, you'll need maybe 1 million per occurrence and 2 million per year in terms of coverage. That does not cover liability for the injury from your product. But don't take my word on this. Check with your attorney and or your insurance agent to see what kind of coverage you have based upon the kind of business you have. Another kind of liability insurance is medical, and that is covering medical costs. Product liability covers your product. Think of food businesses where you might have something like salmonella or some kind of contamination. That's where you need product liability insurance to cover the product that you're putting out. Employee liability covers problems with hiring, firing, and everything in between. If you're accused of doing something inappropriate and illegal, you'll need this employee liability insurance. Cyber liability is a new one, and that is if you're taking personal information or credit card information from your customers, then you need cyber liability in case there's a data breach. You hold that information, and now it's out there somewhere in nefarious hands. Professional liabilities covers advice, such as the information I'm giving you here on these videos. And that is if some damage is caused because the advice was not good or wrong, then you need professional liability. And also the last one, liability, is hired and non-owned cars. So if someone is using someone's car to transport something for you and it gets in an accident, then you'll need this. It sounds like a lot, but your insurance agent will be able to bundle all of these different options in the right way for your type of business, whether you're a tree cutting business, a software business, a high-end consulting business, whatever it is, you'll need a different combination of these kinds of liability coverage. The next type is property insurance, and that is it protects your physical assets. Check with your lease to see whether you have single, double, or triple net, because that's going to determine the kind of insurance you need to get. So make sure you check your lease before you talk to your agent about protecting your physical assets with property insurance. Business personal property covers furniture and fixtures. When you get this, make sure you get replacement coverage and not ACV. That way you have much better coverage. Business income coverage can reimburse you for the lost income if your business is shut down because of some catastrophe. Okay, so those are the two big ones. If you have employees, then you need workman's comp or workman's compensation insurance. This covers employees injured on the job. It gets tricky because you have to estimate your payroll to pay the workman's compensation ahead of time. And then at the end of the year, your actual payroll will determine how much the premium was. So if you overpaid, you'll get some money back. And if you underpaid, you're going to have to write a check for that. Typical coverage for workman's comp is usually done in three numbers. The first number is per physical injuries. The second one is total of the illness. And the third one is individual or per person coverage. So it might be described as 100, 500, 100, meaning 100 in physical injury, 500,000 in total illness, and 100,000 in individual per person. Again, consult your agent to determine what kind of coverage you need for the level of risk in your business. Last one is commercial auto, and that is if you own a vehicle or you're writing off a vehicle as part of your business, you need to have commercial auto insurance. It's for autos that are owned by the business. So you have liability, damage to other people, and physical, damage to your own physical. These are determined by states because of all the variance in state laws regarding auto insurance. So it's going to be different in North Carolina than it is in California. I know all this sounds complicated, but your insurance agent can help you bundle and purchase the right insurance for you. So which agent, which company? If you want a list of the companies that I feel are the best ones for small business owners, watch the next video and press that like button. This is the place where new entrepreneurs learn to accelerate their success.